Hello my friends, welcome back to Literacy. Today we are doing lesson 14 part 1, so please write that in your CJ for whatever day of the week you are having class. If you need more time, pause the video, but I am going to move on. Okay, we are going to be introduced to 2 new phonograms today, okay? Here is our first one. And no, this one is not ew, so don't confuse that. This is oo, you. Can you repeat that? Oo, you. Very good. Is oo a vowel or a consonant sound? Oo. It's a vowel. Good. Why is it a vowel? Because we can sing it with our open mouth. Ooh, right? Good job. And what about you? Is you a vowel or a consonant? It's a vowel also because we can sing it and our mouth is open. You. Yep, good job. Next one is ed, d, t. Repeat after me. Ed, d, t. Good. And this is past tense ending, okay? So let's repeat it one more time all together. Ed, d, t. Past tense ending. Good. All right, we're going to learn more about what it means that this is a past tense ending later in the lesson. So let's focus on the first sound right now, ed. How many sounds do you hear in ed? 2. Ed. There are 2. And what about the second sound, d? Is that a vowel or a consonant? D. It's a consonant. Good. And why is it a consonant? Can we sing it? D? Not for very long, at least. Our tongue is blocked by our teeth. D. Yeah, we cannot sing it. And what about the third sound? T. Is t a vowel or a consonant? It is also a consonant. Very good. Let's write oo, you 5 times as we say the sounds in the air. Ready? Oo, you. Oo, you. Oo, you. Oo, you. And oo, you. Good job. And let's write ed, d, t in the air 5 times as we say all the sounds. Ed, d, t. Ed, d, t. Ed, d, t. Ed, d, t. And last one, ed, d, t. Good job. All right, let's move on to exploring some sounds today. So you're going to need your notebook or something to take some notes on, whatever you do that in. And I'm going to say a word, and I want you to repeat the word, and then I want to count the syllables, and then we'll write it in our notebook, okay? Okay, so the first word is pointer. Repeat after me, pointer. Good job. How many syllables are in the word pointer? 2. Good job. Let's write pointer. And draw a little arrow, and we're going to write 2 syllables. Okay. How many vowels do you see in pointer? How many vowels? There are 2 vowels in pointer. What vowel types do you see in pointer? What are our vowel types? We know they're here and they're over here. We have a multi-letter vowel and an R-controlled vowel. That's why we only have two. So we're going to write under here, two vowels. Whoops, Miss Kensler spelled it wrong. Vowels, there we go. We're going to write one multi-letter vowel, and the second one was R-controlled vowel. Okay, look at the word pointer. I want you to place your hand under your chin and say the word pointer. Feel where your mouth closes for each syllable, okay? So where is the syllable break? So let's say pointer. Pointer. And you can even see it on my mouth. Look where my mouth closes. Pointer. Where is it? Did you see where it did it? We're going to do a syllable break. It's between the N and the T. Look again. Ready? Pointer. You see how my mouth closed there? So right between N and T, we're going to draw this big line to show our syllable break. Okay? When you see or hear two consonants in the middle of a word, the syllables will usually divide in between them. So usually, that's where you're going to see that syllable divide. Does the syllable always divide between two consonants? No, it does not always, but it usually divides there. Okay? Okay. Let's do another one. All right? The next word is happen. Say happen. Good. Let's write happen. I'll space out my letters a little bit more so we can write a syllable divide, not as squished in between as it was on pointer. Okay, so how many syllables are in the word happen? 2. Very good. We have, again, 2 syllables. 2 syllables. Good. Where do you think the syllables are going to divide in the word happen? Knowing what we just lined up here, where do you think it's going to happen in this word? Use your finger and point to where you think it's going to happen. If you thought it was going to happen here, you're right. When you see or hear 2 consonants in the middle of a word, the syllables will usually divide between them. And we can double check by putting our hand under our chin. Happen, happen. My mouth closes with the P's. So we'll draw a syllable divide in between those words, or letters. Good. All right, the next word is bagel. Say bagel. Good job. How many syllables do you hear in bagel? 2. Good job. Let's write the word bagel. Okay. And we just said bagel has 2 syllables. And what vowel types do you see in bagel? We have 2 vowel types. So we're going to write that note. 2 vowel types. And do you remember what kind of vowel types we have? For here and here, A and E. The A is an open single letter vowel that's saying its long sound. So we have an open single letter vowel that's saying its long sound. Bay, right? It's saying A. So we have open single letter vowel, whoops, vowel. And then I'm going to put in parentheses long sound. And then our other one is the E. Do you remember what E is? It is also a single letter vowel, but is this one open or closed? This one is closed. So this is a closed single letter vowel, and what sound is it saying? Big L, F, 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 big L. It's saying its short sound, so we're going to write closed single letter vowel, and in parentheses, short sound. Do you remember why this one is open and this one is closed? Do you remember? Bagel. Bagel. Bay is our first syllable, and it doesn't have a consonant after it. It's at the end of the syllable. The sound A comes at the end of the syllable. So when we put our syllable divide, it's open because for the syllable, there's no consonant that comes after it. In the word, yes, there is, but for the syllable, there's no consonant that comes after it, so it's open. E is closed because it is surrounded by consonants. So that's why it's closed and why A is open. All right, very good. So bagel obviously doesn't have two consonants for its syllable divide. But when we say it, and if you look at my mouth, we say bagel, bagel. You can see my mouth closes between that A and the G sound. So when you see one consonant in the middle of the word, in this case G, it usually goes with the next syllable, which is what happened. So we have bay and then gul. This is also our unstressed syllable. Gul is our unstressed syllable. Bagel. Because my chin is high when I say it. Bay is the stressed syllable. Okay, and notice that when I say bagel, E has what kind of sound? It's pretty lazy. It's a schwa sound. So when we normally just speak and say bagel, we have a schwa E in there. But if we enunciate, it is bagel. Let's add a little short sound here so we know that that's making that short sound. Okay, next word is cabin. Say cabin. Good. How many syllables are in cabin? 2. Good job. Let's write cabin. Cabin. Okay, so cabin has 2 syllables. And what type of vowel types do you see in this one? Ready? Looking at my chin. Cabin. It's really similar to this one. So we have 2 vowel types again. And the first one is what? Cab-in. Cab-in. Is a closed single letter vowel. Keep writing W's for that. Vowel. And it's saying a short sound. Cab. Cab. Surrounded. It's closed. And then cabin, is also a closed single letter vowel. When we say cabin, the B kind of splits between the two syllables. It's kind of weird. So in this case, both of these vowels are closed because we hear the B in each syllable, but it's only spelled with one B. It's not a double B like happen, right? We don't spell it C-A-B-B-I-N. It's cabin. Okay. So where do you think the syllables will divide in cabin? They're going to divide after the B here. So cab in, like that, okay? Cab in. So we'll add that marker right there. Why is it going to divide here? It's a spelling rule. That's going to make us tell us why. It says A, E, O, U usually say their long sounds at the end of a syllable. If the syllable is divided after the A, it would say its long sound A. So look at the word cabin, place your hand under your chin, say the word cabin, and feel the syllables divide. Cab-in, cabin. With the word bagel, we said that when we see one consonant in the middle of the word, it usually goes with the next syllable, right? Does it always? Obviously not. If you didn't know that this word said cabin, what's a strategy you could use to read the word? Since there's only one consonant between the two vowels, you could try first dividing the syllable after the A, which means it would be saying it's a long sound, but cabin doesn't sound like a real word, right? It doesn't make sense. So then we would try dividing the syllable after the B and make it say a short sound, cabin, which is a real word. Very good. All right, the next word is rainbow. Say rainbow. Good. How many syllables do you hear in rainbow? 2. Good job. Let's write rainbow. And we know it has 2 syllables. Good job. Let's look at the word rainbow. Place your hand under your chin. Say the word rainbow. Where do the syllables divide? Rainbow. They divide between the N and the B. Rainbow. Rainbow. Good. So let's mark it. Rainbow. When you see or hear 2 consonants in the middle of a word, where does the syllable usually divide? It usually divides between the consonants. What else do you notice about where the syllables divide? Looking at this and looking at this. It divides between 2 words, rain and bow. It's a compound word, right? 2 words put together makes a compound word. Compound words usually divide between the words rainbow, butterfly, waterfall. Pretty easy. So, knowing that knowledge helps us spell the word rainbow because we know the vowel is closed with the consonant N. Therefore, long A sound cannot be spelled with a single vowel A because single vowel A only says it's a long sound when it's at the end of a syllable. So it's not R-A-N-B-O-W. It has to be 2-letter A, right? That cannot be used at the end of an English word. Awesome. Okay. Let's go ahead and put this away right now and get out your workbook and turn to page 157. 157. Should look like this. and it says dividing syllables at the top. So what you're going to do is you're going to read the word, mark single letter vowels as short, long, or broad. Underline multi-letter and R-controlled vowels. Draw a straight vertical line between the syllables. And all of that is up here in your directions. So you have a few steps to do. First, read the word, then mark the vowels, then underline the multi-letter vowels and R-controlled vowels, and then you're going to draw our syllable divider line. Okay, let's do the first one together, because that's a lot of steps to remember. Let's do the first two together, okay? All right, so first read the word, silver. Mark single letter vowels as short, long, or broad. Okay, so we have I here, it's making it short sound. So I'm going to draw that brev above it. Then we need to underline multi-letter vowels and R-controlled vowels. And here we have an R-controlled vowel in silver. And then last, fourth, we're going to draw our syllable divider between the syllables. So silver. That is between L and V. And that was easy because it's two consonants right next to each other. Good job. All right, let's do hotel next, okay? So read the word, hotel. Mark single letter vowels as short, long, or broad. We have ho, long O, and tel, short E. Hotel. Then underline multi-letter vowels and R-controlled vowels. Do I have any in this word? Nope. So we can skip over that. Moving on to the fourth step, draw a straight vertical line between the syllables. Hotel. It's going to go between O and T. All right. I want you to do the rest on your own. You're going to pause the video, and then when you're all done, play the video, and I will have the answers for you. Okay? Pause the video. Okay, if you're playing the video, I assume you've done the page and are looking for the answers. Ready? Okay. So here are your answers. Go ahead and pause the video so you can double check your work and email your LET if you have any questions on any of these words, okay? Okay. Pause the video if you need more time to check, but I am going to move on. Okay. All right, you can put that away for now. We will use it again in just a few moments, but I'm going to get out my whiteboard. Okay. All right, who can remind me what a verb is? Do you remember? What is a verb? A verb shows action. It links a description to the subject or helps another verb. So remember, it's those action words. I'm going to write a sentence, and I want you to tell me what the verb is, okay? Okay, what is the verb? Point to it on your screen. Which one? Wants. In this sentence, the child wants a toy. And they want it now. How would we change the sentence if this happened yesterday and I was telling someone about it? How would we change this? We would change it to the child wanted a toy, right? Because I'm talking about past tense. What did we add to want to make it wanted? We added the letters ED and the sound for ED in this case is ed. Wanted. Good. Now, I'm going to do another sentence. Okay. How about the boys play basketball. So today, the boys play basketball. Yesterday, the boys what? How do we change this word? It would become played. ED. Good. And what sound is this phonogram making in this word? Played. It's making its second sound. D. Good job. It's not played. It's played. Good job. When something happens in the past, we call it past tense. Tense refers to time. So say tense time. Yep, good job. In English, the verb indicates the time when something happened. So if it is happening now, is it happening now? Did it happen in the past? Or will it be something that happens in the future? What part of the verb tells us if the action happened in the past? The suffix ed, dt, so, the suffix ed, which makes the ed, d, t sound, shows that the action happened in the past. So this always means past. So that is why we call this phonogram the past tense ending. This phonogram is only used to make verbs past tense. And remind me again, what does this phonogram say? Ed, d, t. Very good. To make a verb past tense, add the ending ed unless it is an irregular verb. So say that with me. To make a verb past tense, add the ending ed unless it is an irregular verb. And that is spelling rule 19. Let me write something on the board real quick. Irregular. What root do you hear in the word irregular? What's the root word here? Regular. Make that one continuous line. Regular. And what does regular mean? What do you think regular means? Like normal, maybe? That might be a good way to describe it. And what do you think irregular means? So if I say irregular, what do you think that means? Maybe not normal or different, right? Yeah. Ear, right here. Ear is a Latin prefix that means not. It means not, so not regular. Very good. An irregular verb is not regular, so we do not add ed to make it past tense. These verbs show the past tense by changing in some other way. Like most modern languages, English has quite a few irregular verbs. Now we have a spelling mystery to solve. When will ed say each of its sounds? And we're going to do that on page 158 in our workbook. Go ahead and get out your workbook and turn to page 158. I can't believe we're almost done with this book. All right, over here. Okay. So read each verb aloud, then say its past tense form. If you hear ed at the end, write it in the first column. If you hear d at the end, write it in the second column. If you hear t at the end, write it in the third column. If you make the verb past tense in another way, write it under the column for irregular verbs. Okay? Let's do the first two together. Okay? All right. What is the first word? Start. Very good. How do we make start past tense? The word turns to started. Started. Like I started my car this morning. So we add the past tense ending, ed, d, t. And what sound do we hear the past tense ending saying in this word? Started. We hear ed. Very good. So we're going to write started under the column ed. Good. And I'm going to cross it out so I don't forget that I've already done that one. All right, what is the second word? Pick. Good. Let's turn that word past tense. How would you say you... How would you turn pick into past tense? I almost gave you the answer. That's right. It turns to picked. I picked apples. Good. So we added the ending ed, d, t. And in this word, what sound is the past tense ending making? Picked. It's making the t sound. Ooh, bless me. So we will write picked under this column. Good. Let's do two more together. We'll do one of each example for these columns. Hint, hint. Okay, so the next word is sign. How do we make it past tense? The word becomes signed. Good. So we add ed, d, t to make it past tense. And what sound is ed, d, t making in this past tense word? Signed. It's making the d sound. So we'll write it here. Good. Remember, they're all spelled the same. They're just making different sounds. All right. Next one, see. How do we make this past tense? Is it seed? I seed my dad yesterday? No. See becomes what word? Saw. Very good. So do we add the ed, d, t past tense ending? No, we don't. So this is an irregular verb. So we're going to write it over here. And remember, we're writing saw. Seesaw. Very good. Okay, I want you to do the rest on your own, pause the video, and play it when you're ready to check your work. Okay? Pause the video. All right, are you ready to see your answers? There you go. All right, do you notice a pattern with the words that say ed? And again, pause the video if you need more time to check your answers. All the base words for the words that end in the sound ed end in D or T. Do you see that? Yeah. And so could you say started without the E sound? Started. Started. It's really hard. I don't think I did it. So no. Your tongue kind of trips over the TD if we don't have the E in there. So it has to be started. Good. How many syllables are in the word sign? So just sign. How many syllables are there? Just one. Good. What about signed? It's still one syllable. Very good. How many vowels are in signed? One, and it's I, saying it's a long sound before two consonants. Is ed a vowel in signed? No, because we don't hear the E sound in there. It's just the D sound. Very good. And looking at the third column, how many syllables are in the word pick? Just one. And how about picked? Also one syllable. How many vowels are in picked? One. And why is ed not a vowel here? Because it's making a t sound. We don't hear the E. Very good. So now say D and say T. D, T. How are they different? D is what? We use our voice, so it's voiced. D, D. If you put your hand on your throat, you can feel the vibrations. That means it's voiced. And when we say T, we don't feel that same vibration, so it's unvoiced. So when a base word ends in a voiced sound, ed says the voiced D. When the base word ends in an unvoiced sound, ed says the unvoiced T. So let's look at that. So wash, sh is unvoiced, so it's making T, unvoiced sound. Own, is voiced. So ed here is saying the voiced sound, D, owned. And then remember here has to have the base word ending in a T or a D. And that's why it says ed. Spelling's kind of cool sometimes. All right, complete your form. You guys did an excellent job today, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.